Australia has built some of the most insane muscle cars the world has ever seen. These machines are so powerful that they could go toe-to-toe with American legendary cars. But which ones truly stand above the rest? Buckle up as we present the 10 fastest Australian muscle cars you never got. Number 10. The 1967 XR Falcon GT. In the late 1960s, significant developments occurred in the world of muscle cars. Across the ocean in the United States, muscle cars like the Ford Mustang and Chevrolet Camaro were blazing up the streets with their powerful engines and sleek designs. However, in Australia, the situation was different. There were fast cars, certainly, but nothing that truly fit the definition of a muscle car until the arrival of the 1967 XR Falcon GT. At the heart of the XR Falcon GT was a 289 cubic inch V8 engine. It produced 225 power, which might not seem like much by today's standards, but in the late 1960s, it was an impressive figure. With a 4-speed manual gearbox, this machine could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 9.7 seconds. Though not the fastest car in the world, it was quick enough to make people take notice. The car's top speed of 121 miles per hour put it in the same league as American muscle cars of that era. Production numbers were small, with only 697 units built between 1967 and 1968. This made the XR Falcon GT a rare and special vehicle, even back then. Owners of these cars didn't just drive them, they treasured them. This was the beginning of something big. Ford had introduced the first true Australian muscle car, but other manufacturers were not about to sit back and let them take all the glory. Number 9. The 1969 Holden HT Monaro GTS 350. While Ford was still celebrating the success of the XR Falcon GT, their biggest rival, Holden, was busy developing something of their own. In 1968, just 1 year after the Falcon GT made history, Holden introduced the HK Monaro, stylish, aggressive, and ready to battle Ford for dominance in the Australian muscle car scene. Though the HK Monaro was impressive, it was the subsequent model, the HT Monaro, that truly took things to the next level. Holden aimed to prove they could build a car that wasn't just fast, but one that could compete with the best performance cars of its time. They needed something powerful, and for that, they turned to a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet FPV engine. This engine was formidable. It produced 300 horsepower and an impressive 380 pound-feet of torque. This gave the Monaro the ability to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. On the quarter-mile track, it could finish in 15.7 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars on Australian roads. To complement its powerful engine, the Monaro featured a striking design. Its sleek, coupe-style body made it look fast even when stationary. The GTS 350 version came with racing stripes, sporty wheels, and an interior that made drivers feel like they were sitting inside a race car. Number 8. The 1969 Ford XR Falcon GTHO. With the Monaro proving to be a serious threat, Ford knew they had to step up their game. They had built Australia's first muscle car with the XR Falcon GT, but now they needed something even better. They needed a car that wasn't just fast on the road, but a true monster on the track. That's when they introduced the XR Falcon GTHO. The GTHO was more than just a high-performance version of the Falcon. It was a machine built specifically to dominate in production touring car racing. The HO in its name stood for handling option, which meant that this car wasn't just about raw speed. It had better suspension, stronger brakes, and improved steering, making it a serious competitor in races. Under the hood, the XR Falcon GTHO packed a 351 cubic inch Windsor V8 engine. It produced 300 horsepower, which was a huge jump from the XR Falcon GT's 225 horsepower. But it wasn't just about numbers. This car delivered real performance. It could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.4 seconds, a massive improvement over its predecessor. On the quarter-mile track, it could finish in just 14.4 seconds. The GTHO wasn't just built for speed, it was built to win. It had a more aggressive look than previous Falcon GT models, with racing stripes, unique badging, and a stance that made it clear this was no ordinary sedan. It was a car built for serious drivers, those who wanted to push their machines to the limit. Because this car was made specifically for racing, Ford didn't build too many of them. Only 662 units were produced, making it one of the rarest Falcon GT models ever. This made it an instant collector's item, and to this day, the XW Falcon GTHO remains one of the most sought-after muscle cars in Australia. With the arrival of the XW Falcon GTHO, Ford had sent a message. They weren't just going to let Holden take over the Australian muscle car scene. They were ready for war, and they had built a car that could go head-to-head with anything on the road or the racetrack. Number 7. 1972. Chrysler Valiant Charger RTE 49. While Ford and Holden battled for muscle car supremacy, another competitor was quietly developing something special. Chrysler, already well established in Australia for building strong, reliable vehicles, decided in the early 1970s it was time to enter the muscle car war dramatically. Their answer? The Valiant Charger E49, a car that would make history as one of the fastest six-cylinder production cars ever built. Unlike Ford and Holden with their massive V8 engines, Chrysler took a different approach. They focused on creating the most powerful six-cylinder engine possible and succeeded brilliantly. The E49 featured a 265 cubic inch inline-six Hemi engine fitted with triple Weber carburetors. This combination generated an impressive 302 horsepower, rivaling many of the big V8s of its era. But horsepower alone doesn't make a car fast. It's how that power is utilized. The E49 was built for speed. Lighter than most V8 muscle cars and paired with a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Charger delivered incredible acceleration. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.1 seconds, faster than many V8-powered rivals. It also completed the quarter mile in 14.4 seconds, proving a well-engineered six-cylinder could indeed compete with the big boys. The E49 wasn't just about straight-line speed. Chrysler ensured the car had handling to match its power. The suspension was tuned for racing, and the brakes were upgraded to handle the enhanced performance. Whether on streets or racetracks, the Charger E49 was a formidable machine. Despite its remarkable performance, Chrysler built only 149 units of the E49. This limited production made it one of the rarest and most sought-after muscle cars in Australia. Collectors and enthusiasts recognized they had something special, and today finding an original E49 in good condition is virtually impossible. Chrysler had proven that a six-cylinder engine could be just as powerful and thrilling as a V8. The Valiant Charger E49 carved its name into Australian automotive history, demonstrating that muscle cars didn't necessarily require huge engines to deliver impressive speed. But even as Chrysler made waves with their six-cylinder beast, Ford was preparing to unleash something even more extreme. Number 6. The 1971 XY Falcon GTHO Phase 3. By 1971, Ford had already built some of the most powerful muscle cars in Australia, but they weren't satisfied. The XW Falcon GTHO had been a major success, but Ford wanted to go even further. They wanted to create a car that wasn't just fast. It had to be the fastest production car in the world. That's when they introduced the XY Falcon GTHO Phase 3. This car was unlike anything Ford had built before. It was based on the regular Falcon sedan, but every part of it was designed to be faster, stronger, and more powerful. Under the hood sat a 351 cubic inch Cleveland 5.8 engine, which Ford officially rated at 300 horsepower. However, Many experts believe the real number was closer to 380 horsepower, a shocking amount for a street-legal sedan in the early 1970s. With a high compression ratio of 11.5 to 1, this car had insane acceleration. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.4 seconds, and it completed the quarter mile in 14.2 seconds. That made it one of the fastest four-door sedans in the world. But Ford wasn't just aiming for straight-line speed. The GTHO Phase 3 had a race-tuned suspension, upgraded brakes, and aerodynamic enhancements that made it stable at high speeds. Only 300 units of the XY Falcon GTHO Phase 3 were ever built, making it one of the rarest and most legendary muscle cars Australia has ever seen. Owners knew they had something special, and today, these cars are worth a fortune. Ford had built a car that was faster than some sports cars of the time, and it dominated the racing scene. With the Phase 3, Ford had set a new standard for Australian muscle cars. But the battle wasn't over yet. In the 2000s, another Ford powerhouse was about to make history. Number 5. The 2008 FPV F6. The early 2000s marked an exciting era for Australian performance cars. Muscle cars had evolved, and technology was revolutionizing power delivery. While big V8s still dominated the roads, one car proved you didn't need 8 cylinders to create a performance monster, the F6. Introduced during the BA to BF Falcon series, the car was initially called the F6 Typhoon and F6 Tornado. When the FG series launched in 2008, Ford simplified the name to just F6. Despite this shorter designation, its power had grown more impressive than ever. Unlike its V8 counterparts, the F6 featured a 4.0-liter inline-6 engine paired with a massive Garrett GT 3540 turbocharger. This wasn't merely a turbocharged engine, it was one of the most powerful 6-cylinder power plants ever installed in an Australian car, generating 416 horsepower and 417 pound-feet of torque, figures that rivaled many V8 supercars. The F6 excelled not just in raw power, but in delivering that power smoothly and efficiently. Available with either a 6-speed manual transmission or a ZF 6-speed automatic, it offered both driving excitement and everyday usability. The performance was staggering. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds and a quarter-mile time of an incredible 12.9 seconds. This represented a watershed moment in Australian automotive history. For decades, conventional wisdom held that true performance required a V8 engine. The F6 shattered this myth, proving that turbocharged 6-cylinder engines could be just as powerful, perhaps even more thrilling. Ford had demonstrated once again their willingness to challenge conventions and innovate. The F6 emerged as one of the most formidable 6-cylinder performance sedans of its era, cultivating a dedicated following among enthusiasts. More than just a vehicle, it embodied how advanced technology and engineering could create an experience every bit as exhilarating as traditional muscle. Yet Ford wasn't alone in pushing performance boundaries. During this same period, Holden was preparing to unveil one of the most powerful and exclusive automobiles Australia had ever witnessed. Number 4. 2008 HSV W557. The HSV W557 was a game-changer in Australian automotive history. Built to celebrate HSV's 20th anniversary, it was the most powerful and most expensive Australian production car at the time of its release. The name W527 had special meaning. W stood for Walkinshaw, the owner of HSV, and 427 represented the 7.0-liter, 427 cubic inches, LS7 V8 engine borrowed from the Corvette Z06. This massive, naturally aspirated V8 delivered an incredible 503 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque, making the W527 a true super sedan. With a 6-speed manual transmission, it could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds and complete the quarter mile in 12.8 seconds. But the W427 wasn't just about raw power. It featured massive brakes, a reinforced chassis, and upgraded suspension, making it one of the best-handling HSVs ever built. With only 137 units produced, it became an instant collector's item, securing its place as one of the most iconic and exclusive Australian performance cars of all time. Number 3, the FPV FG GT R-Spec. The GT R-Spec was a special high-performance version of the FPV Falcon GT, designed to deliver even more power and sharper handling. It retained the supercharged 5.0-liter V8 engine, producing a mighty 450 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most potent Australian muscle cars of its time. What truly set the R-Spec apart was its improved suspension and upgraded rear differential, giving it better traction and control. It could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds and complete the quarter mile in 12.6 seconds, putting it in elite performance territory. With only 350 units ever built, the GT R-Spec became a rare and desirable collector's item, proving that Ford Australia was willing to push boundaries and take on the best in the muscle car world. Number 2. The Holden HSV GTS GenF. The HSV GTS GenF, launched in 2013, was a game-changer for Australian muscle cars. Under the hood, it packed a 6.2-liter supercharged LSA V8 engine, borrowed from General Motors' high-performance lineup, producing an insane 580 horsepower and 546 pound-feet of torque. This power allowed the GTS GenF to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.0 seconds and blaze through the quarter mile in 12.1 seconds, making it one of the fastest four-door sedans Australia had ever seen. But the GTS wasn't just about straight-line speed. It came with magnetic ride control, massive brakes, and advanced stability systems, making it a true all-around performance car. It was a perfect blend of muscle, technology, and daily usability, proving that Australian muscle cars had evolved into world-class performance machines. Number 1. The Walkinshaw W557. The Walkinshaw W557 stands as one of the most powerful and extreme performance sedans ever built in Australia. Based on the already impressive HSV GenF 2 GTS, the W557 was elevated to unprecedented heights by Walkinshaw Performance, a company renowned for pushing Holden special vehicles, HSV, to their limits. Under the hood, the W557 featured a 6.2-liter supercharged LSA V8 engine. Unsatisfied with stock performance, Walkinshaw modified the engine with a high-flow intake, upgraded camshaft, and a performance exhaust system, boosting output to a monstrous 750 horsepower and 686 pound-feet of torque. This extraordinary power placed the W557 in the same league as supercars like the Lamborghini Huracan and Ferrari 488, despite being a four-door sedan. The W557's performance was breathtaking. It could launch from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 3.81 seconds, making it one of the quickest Australian-built cars ever. The quarter-mile sprint took just 11.69 seconds at 125 miles per hour, proving that this machine delivered substance beyond its impressive specifications. Despite its brutal power, the W557 maintained the practicality of a sedan, making it ideal for enthusiasts seeking supercar performance without sacrificing comfort and usability. Its extreme performance upgrades and limited production numbers transformed it into a rare and highly sought-after vehicle. The Walkinshaw W557 represented one of the last great Australian muscle cars before Holden and HSV ceased production. It marked the end of an era, standing as a powerful final tribute to Australia's rich heritage of high-performance sedans. From the raw power of the GTHO Phase 3 to the turbocharged fury of the F6, Australian muscle cars have carved out a legacy of speed, innovation, and pure passion. The fierce rivalry between Ford, Holden, and Chrysler pushed the limits of performance, creating some of the most iconic machines ever to hit the road. While production may have ended, the legend lives on. Enthusiasts and collectors continue to restore, preserve, and celebrate these beasts, ensuring that their roar is never forgotten. Classic car shows, historic races, and passionate communities keep the spirit alive for generations to come. But what's your favorite Aussie muscle car? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through automotive history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to keep the legacy rolling. See you in the next one.